خب اوکی let's go. check.
Banana, congratulations. It was such a clean series for you guys.
اوکی کلین بود واقعا کلین بود.
Yesterday it did not look so clean. So what's the biggest change you've made from yesterday to today?
دیروز نریدیم امروز دیروز ریدیم امروز نریدیم.
Biggest change I think we just played better today. I feel perhaps we underestimated.
دقیقا همینو گفتم ها. صرفا گفت آقا امروز بهتر بازی کردیم، چیز خاصی تغییر نکرد، کار خاصی نکردیم، امروز روز بهتری بود برامون، بهتر بازی کردیم. دیروز ریدیم امروز نریدیم.
From yesterday to today.
ببین
Biggest change I think we just played better today. I feel perhaps we underestimated OG and we had a weird expectation coming into this tournament. Before like
ما اوجی رو دست کم گرفتیم، دادن همون دستمون که کم گرفته بودیم.
Group started we thought we were gonna lose, like we thought it was gonna be pretty hard.
یه وقتی اومدیم تورنمنت اصلا فکر می‌کردیم قرار مثل سگ ببازیم، به خاطر اینکه عبد نیومده بود، مایکی هم که نمیشناختن، گفته بود ما مثلا انتظار نشیم ببریم.
Because we're all kind of coming off a break and we have a stand-in, so we didn't really expect to do that well in the group stage. So then we did well in the group stage and suddenly our expectations kind of rised up a little bit. So then I guess we got cocky against OG. We thought
میگه کاکی شدیم یعنی چی؟ میگه جلوی اوجی ما چون انتظار نداشتیم تا الان ببریم ولی تا الان همه رو برده بودیم، کاکی شدیم یعنی مغرور. چت نه عزیزم حسین 99 مغرور شدیم. بابا شما چرا زبان نمیخونید؟ من معلم زبان دوران دبستان اگر گیر نیارم یه چیزی بهش میگم. مغرور شدیم آقا. کاکی یعنی مغرور، یعنی مثل خروس اینجوری سرش رو میگیره بالا. خروس نشانه چیز دیگه، خروس یعنی کاک. خب کاکی یعنی مثل خروس اینجوری بادی به قب. اصلا ما تو فارسی داریم شنیدی میگم بادی به قبقبش انداخت، این یعنی مغرور بود، یعنی مثل خروس بادی به قبقبمون انداختیم. کاکی از اونجا میاد، نه از اون چیزی که شما فکر میکنید. خاک تو سر من کنم آخه. خیلی خوب.
OG would be easier to play against than other teams. It's kind of rised up a little bit. So then I guess we got cocky against OG. We thought OG would be easier to play against than other teams. We still did the proper prep and all those things, but it just, I guess in the game we just played really bad. I played pretty bad yesterday.
یا خودش هم میگه من جلو اوجی خیلی بد بازی کردم.
Well, everything seemed flawless today. This was a very convincing 2-0 from you guys. And you mentioning, of course, you're playing with Mikey here for this DreamLeague. So
آقا ننویسین دیگه اینا رو چت دیگه. این قراره پس فردا بره یوتیوب ملت بخونن بعد میگن این عجب ویورای بی تربیتی داره. من همه اینا رو میذارم یوتیوب ها. سوسک میشید به خدا. مؤدبانه اون چیزی که میخواید بنویسید مؤدبانه رو چت بنویسید. من چت رو صفحه ور نمیدارم. میخوام به همه بگم، به کامیونیتی یوتیوب که چقدر کامیونیتی توییچ کامیونیتی مؤدب، دوست داشتنی و مچوری هستن.
So far, how was it trying to work him in? Because did you guys feel like you had to change up your play style a lot, your draft style a lot for him?
Oh yeah, for sure. We had to do a lot of kind of work. We had to figure out a lot of things we could do to make him more comfortable.
کیو میگه؟
Of course you're
pretty bad. I played pretty bad yesterday.
کیو میگه بعد کامفورت کنی مایکی رو؟
Everything seemed flawless today. This was a very convincing 2-0 from you guys. And you mentioning, of course you're playing with Mikey here.
مایکی آره مایکی رو میگه.
For this DreamLeague so far. How was it trying to work him in? Because did you guys feel like you had to change up your play style a lot, your draft style a lot for him?
میگه برای درفت و چیزتون برای مایکی پلی استایلتون عوض کردین؟ میگه ما داریم کار میکنیم ببینیم که چجوری میتونیم مایکی رو تو گیم راحت کنیم.
So we didn't really scrim at all. So it was kind of like every game we played was an attempt to try to figure out what we could do better.
ما از اونجایی که هیچ تمرین نظری اسکریم یعنی تمرین. خب میگه ما از اونجایی که هیچ تمرینی نکردیم، هر گیمی که ما تو تورنمنت بازی میکنیم خودش مثل یه تمرینه برای ما که بفهمیم چجوری میتونیم گیمو چیز کنیم. خلاصه مایکی رو راحت کنیم.
The draft or like how he plays is he plays really well when he's comfortable, so we just try to make it so like he can play his own game and the us four can kind of like work around it. So that's why some games look like really random for us. It's kind of like we
راستم
don't know
میگه.
what to expect either sometimes.
میگه به خاطر همین گیممون یه مقدار رندومه، چون ما هم نمیدونیم بعد چه انتظاری داشته باشیم از گیممون. وقتی ما هم داریم اکسپریمنت میکنیم بغل مایکی، یهو یه گیم خوب پیش میره، یهو یه گیم افتضاح پیش میره. به خاطر اینه، چون ما خودمونم خیلی دقیقا نمیدونیم که قراره چه اتفاقی بیفته، نمیتونیم پیش بینی کنیم. داریم با مایکی تست میکنیم.
So just working on that.
But it seems to go fine, especially when you get your hands on your lone druid. And I am curious, for that last game, did you expect that they would let it through? Because it seemed like a fairly good lone druid game for you.
آره گیم لوندروید خیلی خوب، و اینکه فانتوم لنسر جلوی لوندروید خوب نیست. فانتوم لنسر جلوی ساویج رول خیلی اذیت میشه.
Well, honestly, it was a pretty like bad lane for me.
Okay.
I think
لاین هم
Darren
خیلی
is
بد
like
بود، راستم
pretty good
میگه.
against Lone Druid,
چون نیچر پرافت کل گیم نتورک یک
I
بود.
would say. But I'm confident that I can play that side of the matchup, so I decided to ask for it. That's probably why I didn't ban it. So they expected to kind of snowball off that lane. I was just mode damage control. I was just trying my best to make Ace work for every CS as well. We're like turbo nerds trying to get every last hit with our summons. So I mean, it was pretty fun that lane.
It looked a little bit more fun for you than for Ace on our side for sure.
نه تو لاین برای ایس فانتر بود، پاره
I'm
کردن
here with,
آرتیزی رو
with Purge,
یادم.
Effie, and Jenkins. They'd
But
also like to ask you. Jenkins wants to go first.
For the first time, I'm actually gonna go first for the question because I have a follow-up question to the turbo nerding in lane. Do you use right-click deny?
رایت کلیک دینای.
No, I don't use it.
You don't use that?
ای اتک. آه جونم، واقعا رایت کلیک دینای ایز فور نردز.
Is there?
No.
Have you tried using it before?
No, I've never
No.
tried to
آفرین.
use it before.
آفرین.
I've
گیگا
tried to use
چت.
some like new things like hold to stop TP or something.
Yeah.
Hold stop to. I tried using that. I just can't do it.
Okay.
Some things it's hard for me to change to, but like some stuff like the damage number pop up, like that was really easy and very nice for me to switch to. But I haven't felt the need to switch to right click deny.
Okay, I would recommend against it because against summons, it's harder to click on them. The range is smaller, so you'll click treants more if you do that. Anyway, you guys can answer your question.
I when I watched you at Lena,
چی
That
گفت؟
was really easy and very nice for me to switch to, but I haven't felt the need to switch to right click deny.
Okay, I would recommend against it because against summons, it's harder to click on them. The range is smaller, so you'll
میگه جلو سامن سخته روشون کلیک کنی.
click treants more if you do that. Anyway, you guys can answer your
wow.
question.
I when I watched you at Lima Major, I felt like you guys were picking a bigger variety of heroes for yourself.
میگه لیما میجر ورایتیتون بیشتر بود، تیرهای بیشتری
Is
داشتین.
that true? And does that combat with what it's like to fit a stand-in? Because then his priorities are kind of higher than yours in some ways because he's more restrictive. and
معلومه
player.
که اینجوریه، به خاطر استندین دیگه که هیروهاشون محدود میشه، چون بعد هیروهاشون رو با مایکی ست کنن.
I think most of our strategies are less reliant on my opening, like my hero. So it naturally that means that I'm able to play a lot more heroes.
میگه میگه چون من هیروم استراتژیمون جوری نیستش که من خیلی همون اول هیرومو بکشم، من هیروهای خیلی بیشتری میتونم بازی کنم.
Since like I'm like last pick or whatever.
لست
late pick,
پیکم و اینا.
I just pick whatever I think looks good in the situation, and sometimes it does not work. Like I remember sometime I asked for Marcy at Lima, and they just picked Timbersaw, and then it was just a rough game.
I remember that game. That was a tough one.
Yeah,
آره.
it was
داره
a
از
rough game.
خاطراتش میگه که با مارسی جلوی
I just
تیمبر
have a
ریپ
lot
شد.
more space to pick my hero.
هنوزم همینه، هنوزم آرتیزی رو زود نمیکشن.
Of our strategies as well. I've always liked playing different heroes, but like sometimes there's a patch where maybe TB is like strong, and like we want to build strategies around that hero specifically. So I mean, right now it's just easier to pick my hero later than before.
خب دیگه من هنوزم همینه.
Okay, cool. And follow-up question: how prepped were you for the Witch Doctor dual lane?
آرتیزی چیزای مختلف بازی کرد دیگه. شادوفین بازی کرده، آنتیمیج بازی کرده، لوندروید بازی کرده، فانتوم اساسین بازی کرده، رید کینگ بازی کرده. ارزم به حضورت حالا چیزی که من یادم میاد، یه دو سه تا هیروی دیگه هم فکر کنم بازی کرده. اگه چیزی من یادم رفت تو چت بنویسی. آفرین. درا فکر کنم بازی کرد یه دست. دوم هم بازی کرد یه دست که بعد بود. دراگون بازی کرد. آفرین. لونا ترور بلید هم بازی کرده. مورف یادم نمیاد مورف و ریزور بازی نکردین تورنمنت. نه مورف ریزور نزد، تیبی و دوم زد.
Yeah, it seemed like you guys seemed
کام 7-8 تا 8-9 تا پیک زد. لایف هم بازی کرد. لایف هم بازی کرد که من تا رادیان ساغانیم خرید. آفرین. لایف هم بازی کرد.
comfortable laning against it. Did that go as you expected?
مورف زد
I've only had the experience of playing against Witch Doctor a
و
single
مورف هم
time.
زد. راست میگی مورف زد دیگه. مورف یه دست زد که فکر کنم باختن. مورف زد. لونا هم زد.
It was Moo in like a pub.
Laning against it. Did that go as you expected? Question. How prepped were you for the Witch Doctor dual lane? It seemed like you guys seemed comfortable laning against it. Did that go as you expected?
میگه آیا ویچ داکتر رو چقدر جلوش آماده بودین؟ چون به نظر میاد که چون اینا سویچ کردن دیگه، با ترور بلید رفتن جلو ویچ داکتر اگریسیو.
I've only had the experience of playing against Witch Doctor a single time. It was Moo in like a pub.
Oh yeah.
میگه یه بار مو تو پاب جلوم
He
بود.
does that.
It was pretty miserable. I hated playing against the hero, but I mean
Yep.
honestly that game helped me a lot. I learned a lot
دهنم هم سرویس کرد، ولی خب اون گیم خیلی بهم کمک کرد که بفهمم هیرو
from that
چیکار میکنه.
matchup, and I mean I don't know exactly how to lane against the guy against Witch Doctor yet, so I just kind of expected to go even. I don't know how the lane went. It felt like we were winning, but I don't know.
که لاین به نظر میاد که ما
Yeah,
بردیم، ولی
Arteezy,
فکر کنم مساوی
congrats
بود.
on the win.
همینم
I just
بود
have a
دقیقاً.
couple of follow-up questions on some things that you said. So I was wondering what you think the biggest contributing factor is to the days that you play really well versus days like yesterday where you said you guys simply just play bad. Like, where does the biggest shift happen overnight?
Yeah, that's a good question. I wish I could.
چی شد که دیروز انقدر بد بازی کردی و انقدر امروز خوب بازی کردی؟ گفت دیگه، گفت دیروز یه ذره مغرور بودیم، امروز نه دیگه، اون غرورمون چه بیشتر فوکوس
Find that out
بوده.
myself because
کاش خودم
like I never
میدونستم.
know. Like some days I feel like it's just something random. Like we enter the series and maybe we have some kind of subconscious like expectation that this opponent is easier, so we can like be a bit more calm or a
دوباره
bit more
گفت
chill. And perhaps
گفت مثلا دوباره یه بایستی بودیم تو ذهنمون که آقا این مثلا ایزی تره، ما میتونیم شل
that has
بگیریم.
like the opposite effect. Like against GG, and I guess it'll be against Liquid our next match, I think. But against those teams, we really respect them. We respect all their players, and they're like major winners. So we put in a lot of work individually to be ready for that match. And also,
ولی اگه جلو پلیر خوبی باشیم هممون نهایت تلاشمون رو میکنیم که بزنیمشون و 100%مون رو میذاریم. به همین دلیل بازیمون
like did a lot
بهتر
of work
میشه.
as a team. So I think maybe it's just our own personal problems of like if we respect the team a lot, we'll put a lot more work into
یه
like
شاید مشکل شخصیه، اگه به تیمی احترام بذاریم میبریمشون، برای تیم احترام قائل نشیم سگ جلوشون میبازیم.
preparing to like fight out a war or something like that, like to fight for every piece of the map, you know, in the documentaries or whatever. I feel like perhaps it's mental.
That makes sense. I guess it looked like you guys were more experimental yesterday too. Is it the same kind of logic where you respect a team more, you're willing to be more stable with your drafting, and if you feel like it's going to be an easier matchup, you're willing to
آره و
maybe...
میگه یا هر چقدر شما ریسپکت بدین به انمی، بیشتر اکسپریمنتال بازی میکنین، یعنی آزمایش میکنین، جلوشون هیروهای جدید میکشین یا سعی میکنین همون هیروهای استیبل خودتون رو بکشین. که به نظرم این بلا سر گیمینگ گلادیاتور هم اومد. از اونجایی که به اینا ریسپکت ندادن ویچ داکتر کری کشیدن، اکسپریمنتال به نظر من جلوی اینا بازی کردن. کی تا حالا اینا ویچ داکتر کری کشیدن؟ ایس بازی میکرد، ویچ داکتر آفلین بازی میکرد همیشه با آیو. من نمیدونم اینا دارن چیکار میکنن. احساس میکنم اینا فکر کردن ایزی ان، شاپیفای راحت شل گرفتن جاش. یعنی من واقعا فکر میکنم این بلا سر گیمینگ گلادیاتور اومد.
play the necros and play the PAs and such?
Yeah, I think we just had a bad read yesterday on like I had a bad.
گفت دیروز بد ریدیم ها. ببین آرتیزی خودش میگه،
play the
ببین
necros and
گفت واقعا we just had a bad read، واقعا
PAs
بد
and
ریدیم.
such?
خودش هم میدونه.
Yeah, I think we just had a bad read yesterday on like I had a bad read of my pick. I wasn't happy with how it went. So I mean sometimes it happens because you kind of just like take a guess at how something's gonna go and then you just execute it and then it doesn't execute how you think and then suddenly it just looks like garbage. So I think today we had a way better understanding of what we're gonna do. at least what I was gonna do personally as well, like my job in the game.
این خودم خیلی
I
بهتر
think it's
میرسم
still
امروز دارم
important
چیکار
to be
میکنم.
able to learn from situations like that. So don't be despaired.
Yeah, I mean, it's all a learning process. You know, sometimes when we have like a dawn breaker mid, you know, it's a learning process. It's fine.
For
Peter.
But speaking of the learning process, my last question is actually about Mikey. So you guys learned how to adjust your drafting and your play to kind of make him more comfortable and cater to him. But what I'm curious about is if you guys actually learned anything new about how you can play and win by playing with Mikey.
میگه حالا شما هم چیزی
you
از
guys-
مایکی یاد گرفتین تو این فاصله که مثلا مایکی بهتون اضافه شده، در حالی که دارین این چیزا یاد تغییر میدین، چیز جدیدی هم به ذهنتون رسیده که به خاطر بازی کردن با مایکی اینو یاد گرفته باشین
Try something that maybe you thought wouldn't work that you're gonna later apply to when Abed is back?
که بعدن که عابد برگشت با عابد اون کار رو انجام بدین، یعنی از مایکی یاد بگیرین، از عابد بخواین.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like that's the biggest takeaway for this tournament for us. Like we learned a lot about how to play different heroes, play around different mid heroes, kind of like play accordingly to like different styles, or like when we play against XYZ, now we have a better understanding. I feel like this was a giant win for us, regardless of how we do. Honestly, having a stand-in like Mikey, because it's a very kind of different view of mid. So yeah, I feel it was very helpful for us.
میگه اصلا خیلی چیزای جدید فهمیدیم، خیلی مچاپا رو و اینکه ما چطوری هول مید لینمون بازی کنیم. ببین آخه یه وقتایی هست دیگه وقتی تیم میتت هر چقدر بهتر بازی کنه تو کمتر یه جورایی بهش اهمیت میدی یه وقتایی، چون میدونی کارو در میاره. ولی وقتی یه نفر جدید میاد یاد میگیری که اوکی من با حواسم به این باشه، یهو راجع به مید لین پرسپکتیوهای جدیدی بهت اضافه میشه که میگی خب من اینجوری هم میتونم دور مید بازی کنم، چرا این کارو مثلا با پلیر خودمون نمیکردیم. خیلی کارا میکنن که میفهمن ما این کارا با خود عابد هم میتونیم بکنیم و این میگه آقا برای ما خیلی برد بود. حالا جدا از این که تونستیم بازی ها رو هم ببریم، مایکی هم نباشه ما خیلی چیز یاد گرفتیم از همین بازی کردم با مایکی.
And it's going to help us a lot for the, for the major.
Well, that's good to hear. It was a blessing in disguise then. Thank you for your answers.
And one final question, because we're not entirely sure, and hopefully you can help us out, because we heard that Abed will come back during DreamLeague, and I don't know if he's gonna
میگه شنیده بودیم عابد وسط دریم لیگ قراره بیاد.
play with you while you're still playing DreamLeague, or is Mikey
بابا ریدم تو این زندگی بابا، وسط مصاحبه آقا نکن.
One final question, because we're not entirely sure, and hopefully you can help us out, because we heard that Abed will come back during DreamLeague, and I don't know if he's gonna play with you while you're still playing DreamLeague, or is Mikey gonna finish the tournament with you guys, or is there gonna be a swap?
اینم همینو پرسید، میگه که آقا قرار بود عابد بیاد، خب حالا برنامه چیه؟ این میاد هر موقع بیاد جاشو با مایکی عوض میکنه یا کل تورنمنت دیگه میخواین با مایکی بازی کنین؟
Honestly, I'm not even sure. I think
میگه اصلا نمیدونم برنامه چیه.
originally the plan was to have him here in a couple days, like in the middle of the second stage.
Yeah.
But there's been there might be a delay in things. So now we're just trying to get him to come to our boot camp at least.
Okay.
So we might not have him for the rest of the tournament.
Okay. Well, so far it's
اوکی. میگه که جالب شد. میگه خب قرار بود تا الان بیاد یا حداقل تا وسطای گروپ استیج 2 بیاد. تانکی عابد کک دبلیو گفتش که قرار بود که تا الان بیاد ولی خب نشده، دیلی خورده، نتونسته بیاد و حالا ما سعی میکنیم دیگه انیوی بیاریمش بوت کمپ، حتی اگر بازی هم نکنه ایراد نداره ولی میخوایم بیاریمش. یعنی یه صحبت هایی داره میکنه که آقا حتی اگر هم عابد بیاد احتمالا میخوایم با مایکی بازی کنیم، اما خب سعی میکنیم عابد رو بیاریم بوت کمپ. خیلی غیر مستقیم داشت اینو میگفت داداش و خب امیدوارم که واقعا مایکی تا آخر تورنمنت رو بازی کنه ببینیم که چی کار میکنن.
It's looking still pretty good. Of course, today's results very, very strong 2-0 for this day. Looking forward to seeing what you got in store for us tomorrow. Congratulations on the win for you and your team, and looking forward to watching you play.
خوب شد.
Thank you.
جالب شد.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
جالب
It was
شد.
a really cool interview.
That was good.
Because
Those are good answers.
I was wondering, because it felt like they looked like a different team this tournament, right, than how they typically play. And
Even on their other roles.
And the biggest hope that I had for Shopify, because they're a team that has always had so much potential, but they felt a little bit inflexible, was that by playing with somebody new, they would just start to play differently and learn that it works. Because it feels like they were stuck in their ways for a very long time. And to hear Arteezy say that this was such a big learning experience from them.
داره میگه که همین آرتیزی میگه آقا ما خیلی چیزای جدید یاد گرفتیم و اینا.
Playing with Mikey is actually makes me very hopeful.
Yeah,
for
same here.
Berlin.
That's
cool.
big news for Shopify fans.
And it's
actually.
totally understandable too, because Abed is so good, but he is the same player, and he's been, and the core roster of the team has been so similar for so long.
Right, you need a different take.
میگه بالاخره عابد خیلی خوب بوده ولی همش پلیرهای یکسان که تو تیم باشن اتفاق جدیدی نمیفته و الان مایکی که اومده تو تیمشون باعث شده که اینا یه سری شروع کنن چیزای جدید به هر حال یاد بگیرن و این به همشون خیلی کمک میکنه.
Expecting for Saberlight, which I think they did get a boost from him, but
they needed another boost, and they're getting it right here.
Yeah, this is great news for the North American region. This is great.
Rejoice, fans.
Yeah.
خبر خوبی برای ریژن NA.
Another salvation from outside the region that will revitalize them.
Yeah. Very, very promising going into, I mean, perhaps later stages of DreamLeague, but perhaps major ifs when we see Abed back in action. I'm curious to see how they, like, if we can recognize when they incorporate those ideas that they've learned.
I think we
میگه
will.
همون که عابد برگرده میفهمیم که حالا اینا کار جدیدی دارن با عابد میکنن یا نه.
I think we will. I had a meme question for him, by the way. I didn't want to ask.
Ask it.
I didn't want to ask because he was spilling the beans on everything. So I was like, this is like, we're getting juicy.
You can't mess up the bean
tidbits.
spillage.
Yeah, I don't want to.
You're trying to like pull blood out of him. Instead, he was just giving you what you
Right.
I don't feel like he revealed any crucial information,
No,
but
but
he was honest with his
It was really
answers,
good.
which
It was
is
really good
nice.
answers. I wanted to ask
دیگه
him.
چی میخوای به جواب بده همه رو گفت دیگه.
Every single time he dodges interviews that I'm on, so I thought maybe
Really?
he hates me.
No, well, maybe.
I wanted to ask him how he feels about everybody copying his mannerisms in NA. It's like, I swear to God, every other game, it's like, oh, another Arteezy clone. My God. Imagine being the guy that's the original clone and then hearing people do that in your
Do you
pub.
mean in terms of how they play or what they
go like-
say?
نفهمیدم منظورش رو زیاد.
Dude, what is this guy doing here? And stuff like that.
Isn't that just typical American?
No, that's Arteezy.
Oh.
That's Arteezy. You think it's typical American because Dota players sound like Arteezy. But everyone in NA sounds like Arteezy. You know it is.
آها صداشو داره میگه صدای همشون شبیه آرتیزی کلون میدونم یعنی چی داره میگه مثلا صداشون شبیه آرتیزیه.
He's got some like not intentional but voice lines that you can say and you're like, oh, that's Arteezy.
Yeah.
For sure. And there's going to be people that want to like attach themselves to his brand like thing. I mean, it happens, right?
People don't even do it on purpose.
You imitate people that you like.
Yeah.
People are going to like Arteezy. It's just a natural thing. And
یه همه آرتیزی رو دوست دارم واسه هم
if
شبیه
you wanna
آرتیزی
be
میشن.
good at him as
Get me
good at
out.
Dota, get me out. That's a
از سبک
classic.
بازیش هم کپی میکنم مثل که آره ممکنه.
There's so much.
Playing is garbage. This game is garbage.
I think it's just a byproduct of being incredibly popular. And like 6 years ago, he had the #1 Dota stream, and that's where all these Arteezy mannerisms come from. But
I'm
for
curious
the
how
most
he
part,
feels about it.
I feel like they've just integrated into NA Dota culture
have now,
at this
yeah.
point.
Yeah.
So I don't even feel. I mean, I feel like he doesn't think about it too much anymore. Maybe you could have asked him this 5
knows?
years
I
ago.
did-
Does he
I didn't ask
experience them though? Because those people that worship him or some other word, they're not going to do it while he's in the game with him.
They will.
unlikely.
They do, man. You are
so?
vastly.
بعید بدونم که حالا ملت خیلی هم آرتیزی رو ورشیپ کنن ولی خدا رو شکر خوبی آرتیزی اینه که یعنی تو مصاحبه فهمیدم خوبیش اینه که به نظر خیلی آگاهه به جاهایی که داره خودش بد بازی میکنه یا خودش تصمیم اشتباه میگیره یا هیروی اشتباه میکشه و خیلی اوکیه با این قضیه. میگه خب آقا اینو مثلا گند زدیم دیگه اوکی این تو برنامه‌مون نبود این فلان شد. این که مثلا خودش خیلی آگاهه به این داستان به نظر من چیز خوبیه. چیز خیلی خوبیه.